I'm PJ Sullivan, Nick Theos from Mikelson Yachts. We're taking you guys out today on this Mikelson 57 and giving you an on-the-water tour.
All right, PJ, you get it fired up. I'll get the lines. Let's see what you can do.
Sounds good. So our Mikelsons are true West Coast sport fishers, and that's apparent everywhere from the cockpit to the flybridge and up here on the bow as well. Standard stainless steel rails around the bow, nice wide side decks with plenty of handholds so that you can actually traverse safely and easily from the cockpit up to the bow. Obviously on the West Coast, we put dinghies and davits up here, we fight fish up here, so this is an area that you need to get to. It's even a great spot when you're just hanging out on the boat. Put some loungers out, some towels. So you got to be able to get up here safely. And once you're up here, we do, this is called a trunk cabin, where it lifts up. And it's nice because we can put these trunk cabin windows in to let additional natural light on the interior of the boat. And it also gives us some headroom inside. It also lifts the dinghy up a little bit. So when we put the davit in and the dinghy, it's slightly elevated, which is nice. We've got our tender up here, obviously. We've got our E1100 steelhead davit, which has full rotation. So a really nice setup, really easy to get the dinghy off and on the bow. And then if we come up, you'll notice up here on the bow, there's no anchor windlass, there's no ground tackle, nothing to trip on. It's all below decks, which is really nice. So when you're up here fishing, you're not tripping on chain and anchors and all kinds of windlasses. So what we do is we put it down here, which is really nice. Bunch of reasons why this works out well. First of all, you've got a nice storage area. So lines, fenders, if you have gasoline for your dinghy, you can stow it in here. Everything's below decks. Like I said, keeps it out of the weather, lasts a lot longer. We've got fresh and saltwater washdowns in here. And this is a much stronger anchoring point. You're actually anchoring off the hull instead of the pulpit, which is what most boats do. So a whole bunch of advantages to this. It's really nice to have it down here. And again, you know, up here, we want to keep the bow clear. Don't want to have a lot of stuff to trip over. And so the way we do it works out really well. And then if you come back here, we've actually got the cover on, but these, you can see from in the salon, but we've got windows here to let a lot of natural light in the salon as well. So that's a really nice feature to have too, especially when you're inside. Really appreciate the extra light. Makes it feel much more open. So yeah, that's the bow, and we'll walk back and bring you guys down.
So we're in the cockpit on this Mikelson 57. We'll start over here, starboard side in the corner. I've got one great big fish box here. Storage, keeping fish down there. Our dual in-transom bait tanks. This one, we did a cockpit table. We can lift this up. If you're entertaining out here, I'm gonna set your buffet up. Set up with this. I've got another big fish box here on the port side. We've got ice delivered to this one. Down here, we've got a hot, cold shower. Nice and dirty in there. I don't think I'll open this. Over here's a nice feature, both sides. We've got these tilt out tackle boxes. Then over here, of course, we've got the famous day head we do on a lot of the boats. This one we managed to get a sink in there. Of course, there's a shower in there as well. We've done a lot of different stuff with the tackle center. This one we decided to have a third party build us a custom tackle center that we installed. Teak Isle built this. We've got an area for bags for our lures, a bunch of Plano boxes, a whole bunch of tackle storage here in the center. Really nice setup. As we come around, staircase up to the flybridge. Who wants to go up a ladder? Really great for safety and convenience. And then you've seen this on a couple of boats. It's been a while, but we built the door and the window as a one-piece component out of stainless steel. Our door into the salon, and this window drops down at the push of a button, and I can really open up the salon to the cockpit while we're fishing, especially while we're entertaining. A really, really nice feature. So you can enjoy being outside and inside on your Mikelson 57. Let's head inside.
All right, welcome to the salon and galley on this Gen 2 Mikelson 57. Really, really cool area. This is where everybody's hanging out on the boat. This is really the living space, kind of the heart and soul of the yacht when you're hanging out and staying on it. We put our galley aft. It's a really great design. Obviously, you have this huge drop-down window that's amazing. You can look out at your view right on the water. That's a really neat feature. And then you got your sink right here, so doing dishes has never been so fun. You got a great view. You got a nice Fisher Paykel drawer dishwasher, so if you do dishes, pretty easy on this boat. One of the things that is neat about this boat that I really like is the two-tone. The customer that we built it for decided he wanted to do bird's eye maple on all the drawer and cabinet faces, and then we did our standard cherry, but it's nice because you get some contrast, which I think really gives the boat some pop. I really like it. We've got our big Fisher Paykel. This is about almost a 14 cubic foot refrigerator. The nice thing about this, in this aft galley with the fridge facing forward, all the contents of the refrigerator move aft when you're underway. So that's a really nice feature. It doesn't all fall out of your feet when you stop and open the fridge. We've got a pretty cool microwave oven here. It's a drawer style. This is a nice unit. So you can do everything from microwave meal to cook a Thanksgiving turkey in there. And then we've got our Kenyan induction 4-burner cooktop. Really nice feature. And this actually has a really neat thing. It's a silicone map that goes on the top, and because it's induction, you can put your, it's anti-slip. So if you're cooking underway and you're moving around a little bit, pots and pans don't slide, and it still actually heats the pots up through the silicone pad. We've got our silestone countertops. This is a really cool island. We've got storage that's accessible from both sides. And then coming over here to the starboard side of the boat, we've got our entertainment center. This particular customer just wanted the biggest TV we could fit, and he wanted it. It's pretty cool. So it's on a movable. So if you're sitting here on the starboard dinette or starboard settee, you can turn the TV and really get a great viewing angle, where you're at in the boat. So that's kind of a nice feature that we did on this one for the customer. And then we've got our ship's panel here. This is AC electrical, DC electrical. That's all the ship's systems. We keep everything really simple. It makes it much more reliable. This boat is designed and built to go offshore, to go long range. And so we have actual breakers that are, something happens underway, you can fix it, easy to replace. Again, that reliability on a boat like this is really important because it's designed to go far, and this is not a bay boat. Got a nice ice maker here, stainless steel U-line, big ottoman. This is cool. This has a ton of storage inside, and this is movable. It's pretty heavy, so it doesn't move at all when you're underway, but you got some nice storage inside. And then we did, again, the contrasting wood with the bird's eye maple top and the cherry base on it. And then over here on the port side, we've got our dinette. This is neat. This table has a folding leaf, so you can get in and out, but if you do have more people eating, that flips up, drops down, makes into a berth if you have more people that you need to sleep on the boat. So just a lot of great hangout space, a lot of really comfortable, nice seating in here. It's great for conversing, hanging out, watching movies. Really, really nice salon and galley. And everything's all on one level up here, which is really nice. The other thing I want to point out about this boat is, even if you're in the cockpit, you can see clear to the very front of the boat, which is really nice. There's so many boats that I go in that there's ups and downs, and they feel really enclosed and small and kind of cavernous. The Mikelsons feel really open. Like I said, if you're back there in the cockpit and you look forward, you can see clear to the master stateroom, which is really nice. So you just have a really nice open feel. The front windows help a lot. They let more natural light in, and it's got a very wide beam, which really gives it a lot more interior volume. So that's the galley and the salon. Let's take you guys forward and show you the stateroom. All right, our first stop as we can move forward in this 57 is our starboard guest stateroom. We set this room up for couples sleeping. It's got a nice, it's about a queen size bed. And then we've got a Pullman bunk here. So if you do have an additional kid or adult sleeping, this whole bunk folds down. It's also a great place to mount the TV when it's in the up position. So you got a nice 50-inch screen in here. So if you're laying in bed, you got a nice screen to watch TV. But this is a really comfortable stateroom. And again, I know I mentioned it when we were up on the bow, but these are those trunk cabin windows. So you get a lot more natural light in the Mikelson because you have these windows. We also have a hatch, which has a screen and a blackout. That's a nice feature. So if you're taking a nap, you can pull that shut. And again, we've got our day-night shades here as well. Here's your day portion, night portion. Those are simple, but they're really nice, elegant. They work really well. And again, just a lot of storage. As you come through, you got nice deep cabinets, storage here. You got big drawers at the foot of the bed. So no storage lacking on this boat. So yeah, that's the starboard stateroom. And then if we go forward a little bit more, actually real quick while we're back here, I want to show you guys, this is the laundry services. So you got a full-size Bosch front load washer dryer. You got the dryer next to it. And then you got a little cabinet for your Tide and all your washing equipment, soaps. So this is a really nice spot to have it, easy to get to and convenient. All right, coming into our port side guest stateroom here, we've got a bunk room, which is super cool. This bunk actually houses the washer and dryer underneath that are accessible in the companionway. And then outboard, we've got an upper and a lower bunk. Nice big bunks, very comfortable. Again, we've got our trunk cabin windows here. These are very great for letting in natural light when you're in here. Got an overhead hatch. Nice little nightstand table, some storage compartments. This is a cool stateroom. And if your fishing buddies or your kids are on board, this is a great place to put them to sleep. And so, yeah, I like having it. I like this layout, having the starboard for couples, and then this one for friends or kids or whatever. Kind of nice to have both. So this is our guest head, just forward of the port side stateroom, and really nice size head. Again, we've got our big shower, big stall shower. Got a nice teak bench here, and we've got our rain head shower up top. Handheld sprayer, very important. And yeah, just plenty of space in here, really comfortable. All right, up here in the master, really beautiful master stateroom. We've got our island bed that's about a queen size up here. Some nice cabinets, and again, we've got those two-tone doors, which turned out really nice. Big deck hatch to let in a lot of natural light and air. And then the master is equipped with its own in-suite head. So really nice, big head, big shower. And again, the shower even has a trunk cabin window in it. And we've got our rain head here. And then we also have a handheld sprayer if you need to spray off. And really a lot of space, nice size head on this boat. And again, we've got our drawers. So just a ton of storage, hanging lockers, port and starboard. A lot of space in there. All right, we call this area the basement, the under salon, the Costco room. Some owners call it the mother-in-law suite. Just kidding. Anyway, this is an amazing area because we put our engines aft under the cockpit. It opens up this area under the salon, which is just a massive area for storage. So you can fit obviously a ton of stuff down here. The owner obviously has a bunch of stuff down here, so it's not exactly neat and tidy, but it really gives you a great idea on how much you can store down here. We also put some of our critical equipment down here: inverters, battery chargers, water maker. We got our water heater, some of the stuff that we wouldn't necessarily want to put back with the engines. So just a really, really neat spot. And again, this is where most sport fishers and sedan style boats like this have their engines. And so you think about the fact there's no engines down here. So all the noise, heat, odors that are coming off the engines, they all stay outside. They're all in the cockpit. Nothing's coming up, permeating into the salon. So it's much more comfortable underway on this boat because you don't have these massive engines inside the boat, essentially under the floor. So some really nice advantages to this design.
Let's check out the power center on this boat, our engine room. To get in there, I'm in the salon. Got these 2 rocker switches, port starboard, bring the hatches up. Then we can take a look inside and check out the motors. All right, so, you know, on the Mikelson 57, the 45, and the 50, we've got our engines aft, which is really advantageous for access. As you can see, I've got both hatches open. I've got really, really good engine access. Most sport fishers, you'll see you got to go through a little hatch here forward. Engines under the salon, access is very limited. I open these doors up. I've got basically a stand-up engine room with unlimited access. So here, over here on the port side, I've got my mufflers. We go down to underwater exhaust right here. This is the Cummins QSM11. These are 715 horsepower. I've got a pair of these. We've built the 57s with 800 mans. That engine's available at 850 horsepower now. We put 1,000 horsepower Volvos in the low one previous to this. A lot of different power up. This one has the Cummins. Over here, we've got, of course, our starboard engine. And then behind the starboard motor, we've got a 15 kW Westerbeek generator. I've got plenty of room for extra freezers, Eskimo ice machines, dive compressors. I can put a lot of stuff down here. Nice big open engine room. So I don't want to open the engine hatches. I can open the center hatch. I've got a ladder right here. Okay, so the forward engine room bulkhead, I've got my 2 main engine sea strainers. I've got dual Racor fuel filters, so each motor's got a set. If you ever clog a filter, you can switch on the fly. Our fuel manifold are the yellow handles above that. And then way at the top, we've got our main battery switches. And then if we spin around and look directly aft and see how vast this engine room is, I've got amazing access to my steering system. You can get down there, check your rudder packings, check your autopilot. A lot of boat builders will just stick a great big fuel tank on top of all this stuff, but we've got great access here.
All right, well, welcome to the flybridge on this new Gen 2 Mikelson 57. This is a new boat, just finished commissioning it. You guys may have seen it on some of our other videos, but we took it out today, did a really cool drone shoot. As you can see, we're out here in the bay, so we're gonna kind of take you through it while we're underway, show you guys what it's all about. And we'll start up here at the forward helm. This particular customer went with Garmin Electronics. He did 3 16-inch screens, so pretty nice layout. You've got all your standard equipment, your GPS plotter, radar, sounder. He's got cameras that scroll through the engine room, the bow, the stern, all the areas of the boat that you want to monitor that you can really see from here. This was all very ergonomically designed to be very comfortable for viewing, great viewing angles. You can see everything. And as you can see, we have our 2 STID helm seats here. So the co-pilot, co-captain can control one of the electronic screens while the captain can do the main center ones. And then we've got our array of equipment here, some switches for lighting, etc. We've got our autopilot control, obviously our engine controls. This is a Glendenning ProPilot system, so this is a joystick that I can control the boat with if I want to. It incorporates the bow thruster, so pretty effectively walks the boat sideways. You can move it in any direction. We've got our start-stop switches for our engines here, our small Cummins displays, and then, of course, we've got our engine instrumentation up on our Garmin as well. We've got our fuel here, horn, anchor windlass, bow thruster, plenty of cup holders. That's very important on a boat. Got to have plenty of places to put your drinks. And then over here, we've got a couple little lights, which are neat. So at night, if you want to light up your chart table, which is really cool, you pull those guys out. We've got our ship's panel here. So this shows us if there's any bilge pumps on, if the generator's on, things like that. And then we've got our ICOM VHF. This is really neat. This is a dockmate system. So this boat is equipped with a remote control. I can walk around with it, run the boat from anywhere. And then it's also got a skyhook feature, so it's anchorless anchoring. So if I push a button, the boat will actually hold it heading in its position. So really neat. And something previously that we only could really get with the Zeus boats, but now we can incorporate it into the conventional dry boat. Kind of working our way back, we have our Stid helm seats here. We kind of took a little bit of the vibe from high-end car market and did some really cool diamond stitching in the center. All the Michelsons are customized, so when you build one new, you get to pick your fabrics, your layout, you get to pick your equipment. It's really a cool process. This particular owner has had a couple Michelsons, so he's familiar with the process, and he really had a good time and really did a great job. Everything turned out beautifully, down to the gray ash stitching that separates the leather from the diamond stitching here. So those little touches that make the difference. Kind of working our way back, we've got a huge dinette kind of right in the center of the flybridge, which is awesome because this is right where everybody wants to be hanging out when you're underway. If you are going long range, you're on a trip to Cabo, this table drops down, there's a cushion that goes on top. So this whole dinette becomes a big bed. You got storage underneath. And then as we work our way aft again, got a nice big bench seat here aft. And then our aft, call this our tournament station. So this is a great area for docking the boat and for fishing. If the captain's up here and you've got lines out, it's a jig strike, the captain can sit up here and see exactly what's going on in the cockpit. So he knows exactly how to maneuver the boat and what to do for the fishermen. It's also a great vantage point because from this station, I can see the cockpit, I can see the bow. So I've got really good sight lines if I'm docking or I'm into some tight positions. So we've got our ladder. This goes up. This boat's got a really cool tower. It's got a big lounge up there. We'll take you guys up there in a bit. But yeah, this is the flybridge. Really came out beautifully on this boat. Everything's from the polycarbonate enclosure down to the infinity flooring. Absolutely beautiful. So really, really happy with the way this boat turned out.
All right, welcome up to the Marlin Tower on this Mikelson 57 Sport Fisher. We've done a lot of different stuff up here. If you see some of the old videos, the previous 57 we built before this one, hull number 12, we did that great big tuna tower that was built in Florida. This is a little bit more traditional. We're standing on the hardtop, but a little bit of an expanded version of that. The idea the owner wanted on this one was I still want to be up high, be able to look for fish. I can still control the boat and keep an eye on the guys down in the cockpit, but also have a nice family entertaining area. I think you really accomplished it. So I've got a helm over here on the starboard side. I can sit here while I'm driving. Little bench in front of it. And then over here, this is pretty slick. So this lays down, or I've got two different settings here for relaxing. You put it down. And if the sun's not right, I want to put my head up over here. Instead, I can lift this side up and hang back over here. So pretty cool tower we accomplished on this one. Real happy with it.
Thanks for coming along with us on this boat ride and sea trial on this Gen 2 Mikelson 57. Always enjoy having you along and look forward to seeing you at the next one.